Take a look at this cylinder head. 4-liter Jeep. All the intakes and exhausts are done, and they're just gorgeous. So anyway, it's ready for reassembly, so I thought I'd do some detailing. Well, yeah, I think that light's bright enough. So this thermostat housing's brand new. It ran for, like a week, and it started leaking. There was a little bit of seepage from around here. And so the gasket that was on here is the type that had adhesive on one side, so I just stuck it on here, put it on there, no silicone, no sealer of any kind, and it leaked just a little seep, and I thought, yeah, that's not good enough. So I cleaned it all off, used some solvent to get the stickiness off, and here's what I found. Let's see, make sure I get this on right. Okay, alright, you ready? See that? Something's not flat. Alright, let me show you a tool that helps alleviate guessing. It's flat. That's flat. Let's see if I can show you this one. It's hard to do one-handed, as a lot of us know in the YouTube world. Anyway, this is not flat. It's the high spot. The high spot's right here. So anyway, this machinist straight edge, that's not what it's called, but I have no brains today, so brown and sharp, ooh. Anyway, so this isn't flat. It's like 12-15 bucks from, major auto parts store, and it's not flat. So anyway, I've got to get this flat, and I got to either put it on the belt sander or God knows, just got to make it flat. And then I did take this bad boy. This is one of those roll-lock discs. This one's had a lot of use getting the oil pan gasket off. And took this, and it took that. There was an old gasket on there. It looked like, I don't know, it didn't look like an old gasket until I turned it into a dust cloud, and now it's flat. It's clean and flat and ready to roll. So anyway, these are these are working pretty good. Never owned any. Actually, I thought I'd never owned any before, and then I found some in my toolbox from 30 plus years ago that they were a lot smaller, but they're roll-lock discs. So sometimes you rediscover things. But anyway, this is yet again one of just a handful of examples in my whole life where assuming that a new part is okay bit me in the ass. Now, this didn't affect the function of the Jeep, that it passed a pressure test the cooling system and stuff, but you could just see the tiniest little seepage below it of green antifreeze below this. So here we are, brand new part, and you can't see it this way, but you can sure as hell see it like this. And that's not cool, man. Now, yeah, you could take, your favorite sealer and just cram it all on there, but that's not how I do work. I want to make sure everything's flat, because if you make it flat, it seals better. If you fill something lopsided with a bunch of sealer, it can squeeze the sealer out and not solve the issue. So it's like, do it right, just do it right. Now, I'll figure out at another point in time how to flatten this, but this is the problem right here. And, sometimes having a good tool takes the problem away. You solve it. You say, okay, here's the problem. It's not the head. It's this damn thing. Great. Problem solved. That's why tools are so important. The right tools. I was going to start grinding all this down with that same roll-lock disc, and here I did a little bit of it. It's not really necessary. All I need to do is wipe this down with sealer, with solvent. Oops, sorry for the glare. And it'll be ready. So what is ready is all the valves are done, the seats are done. I've cleaned this end, so I just need to wipe it all down. There's fine metal filings in the intake and exhaust ports from, cutting the seats. So I'm going to take some of that orange cleaner that works so good on the number 2 Jeep, spray this all down, rinse it out, and then blow it out really well with compressed air, and then another coat of WD-40. Because you can see this thing hasn't rusted at all. However long this head's been sitting here, it's been a while. What, a month? 2 months? I don't even remember now. So, and it doesn't leave an oily film. Once it soaks long enough, it's great. That's good stuff. WD-40, water displacement. It's one of the best ways to remember what it does. Anyway, so then the intake and exhaust valves will get put in, keeper springs, the whole thing, and then I can add the intake and exhaust manifolds to this all in one shot, and then just drop it right on the engine. I think that will be absolutely awesome. I've got extra bolts from the junkyard. This isn't one of them. I don't know why I forgot to clean this one. All of them are sterile clean, so this is not a good example. But because it's one of the external bolts that's not under the valve cover, it's longer. See the extra threads out here? So I'm going to take this and cut it off. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but I need one longer, or 2 of them longer, to stick through the whole entire head, so when you lower the head onto the block, you have an alignment pin. Yeah, see, that sticks out plenty. So if I hacked this off right on the bottom of the nut, I don't have to screw it in like 3 or 4 threads, and then when I lower the head down, it'll just be perfect alignment. No problem at all. Won't, slide the head gasket around, won't do any of that. So anyway, that's the idea. This is a dirty, disgusting example, because I have cleaned everything else in white vinegar, which you guys have seen in other videos. White vinegar for rust and degreasing, if you have the time, is really, really amazing. Anyway, we'll have this bad boy assembled here in the next, maybe even by the weekend. Today's Thursday, and man, look at that. Holy cow. Can you guys even see that? I'll get as close as I think the camera will focus. You'll see 3 rings. You'll see the inside, the outside, and then the 45 that the valves sit on, and they're just perfect. Way more perfect than factory, actually, because they do it at super high speed so they can produce millions of them, Anyway, so this head's just about done. Like I said, sometime, possibly by the weekend, this will be fully assembled. The biggest problem today is just to figure out how to flatten that out without grinding the daylights out of it. Not sure how, but we will make that happen. Can't believe it's almost done. Woohoo! And roll-lock discs rule. There's all kinds of other, grinding discs you can use. You just got to be careful with them. I'm not dressed in dirty clothes, otherwise I'd climb under the engine and show you. But we've also been grinding the old oil pan gasket off the Jeep, and it's just a huge pain in the butt. This oil pan gasket, I've never seen anything like it. Anyway, so once this gets done, I'll video this. I'll put a straight edge across here and show you that it's flat. I took one that's not super high quality straight edge, and it was flat. So that's flat. We'll check the deck on the engine, and then we'll start dropping this bad boy together. I cannot wait because I want to drive this thing out in the desert. All right, that's it. I'm rambling, obviously. Everything's working out good. I'm thrilled. See you. Bye.